Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Monday workout. We got a tune-up style workout today in preparation for a benchmark tomorrow. So let's begin with 2 rounds through, 30 calories for the guys, 24 calories for the ladies on either the ski, the bike, or the rower. Then we're gonna do some banded side lying clams. So this is a warm-up exercise for the muscles in the glutes. Also works on just awareness of where your hips versus your spine are at. So get the band, put it somewhere between the knees and the middle of your shins. The higher up you go on your knees, the more difficult these will be, but we're gonna go on one side. So feet together, hips vertical, and I'm just squeezing the top leg away from the bottom leg using the glute medius, right? So make sure the further you squeeze out, the more you're gonna wanna roll backwards. So one of the honesty methods on this one is to sit your back against the wall so that your hip bones are perfectly vertical, and then you'll feel that end range of the glutes and the hip in that position. When you're done with 8 on this side, just roll to the other side and do it on the other side. When you pop up from there, you can take your band off. Drinking Bird's the next exercise. So just dual leg hip hinge, but a slight stagger stance. And this one, the awareness part of this is what is my back doing while my hips are hinging in that stagger stance position. So make sure we're not just reaching for the floor with the shoulders like that, but reaching with the sternum, all right? Next one, down dog scap push-up. So scap push-ups, a lot of times we'll do them from the plank position. Sometimes we'll do scap rows from the rings or from the pull-ups. This is sort of the opposite of our scap pull-up, right? So first we establish the down dog position like so, and then we're doing scap push-ups from that position. So try to slide the shoulder blades down and then shrug your shoulders up into your ears. And the whole time we're flexing the tricep. It's a big muscle on the back side of your arm, and we're trying to keep the elbows from bending when we do that. And then the last one is sun god. So this is just a little small movement exercise for the shoulders, just to warm up the shoulder joint. 3 positions, so out to the side, 30 reps, out front, 30 reps, and then straight over your head, 30 reps on each. You should feel a somewhat pleasant burning sensation in the shoulders as you do that, okay? After you get through 2 rounds of that, you're gonna need a single kettlebell or dumbbell for the workout, and a little place to move around in here. So we're gonna do the same sequence on the left and on the right, along with some bilateral movements where we just do all left and right at the same time. So the first is a step over Samson lunge. And again, the concept for these tune-up workouts is just a full range of motion. We're stretching extra, we're moving extra on these just to clear the cobwebs, break out the tight fibers that keep our joints from being able to flex in the full range of motion. What we're not really trying to go for is pain cave or a ton of load. And on these ones, as different from a low and slow style workout, the goal is not necessarily to keep your heart rate in the same range the whole time. There may be a spike and there may be a rest, right? And that is okay for a tune-up style workout. This is more for movement than it is for a cardiovascular effect, although we should be getting that out of this as well. Okay, so my fingers are interlaced. I'm gonna take a big step like I'm stepping over a high hurdle way out in front. And then as I go down to my lunge, I'm pressing my palms flat to the ceiling and then stepping up out of it, again, up and over, like I'm stepping up and over a high hurdle. Other leg, same thing. Step over Samson lunge. So just exaggerate the high knee and the step out of the Samson lunge. All right, next we're gonna go into our single arm and single leg stuff. So we'll do the whole thing with the left leg first. Suitcase deadlift, right? So suitcase deadlift is exactly what it sounds like, as if I'm picking up a single suitcase. And on this one, you do not have to touch it to the floor if that causes you to round your back or reach or twist at all. So the goal with the suitcase deadlift is that my body is staying symmetrical even though the load is asymmetrical, right? So if you can tap it to the ground, that's fine. For me, I'll still be like 4 inches above the ground because that's where my hips and hamstrings start to limit me, and I'd have to do an awkward position, either like twisting or bending my knees excessively to get to the ground with that position, okay? So that's our suitcase deadlift. Then we're gonna do down and back an overhead carry. So now I'm taking the single object, pressing it to the overhead position, and just walking with good posture all the way down and all the way back. When I'm done with that, we're gonna do single leg V sit-ups, same side. So now with the V sit-up, I want my Right leg to remain static while my left leg comes up to meet my hands, right? So I'm trying to float my right heel just barely off the ground as I do those V sit-ups with the left leg, okay? Next, you're gonna do the entire sequence again with the right hand, starting with suitcase deadlifts, right? Then our overhead carry, and then our right leg V sit-ups. When I'm finished with all of the left leg, left hand stuff, I'm gonna finish with 10 air squats with a T-spine rotation at the bottom, switching sides every rep. So one rep would be I take my stance, I go down in my air squat, plant one hand, twist the other up to the sky, and stand. Down. Plant the other hand, twist the other arm up to the sky, up, and that's 2, all right? So each side gets 5 rotations, right? So don't do left, right, 1, left, right, 2. Do left, 1, right, 2, left, 3, right, 4, etc. That is our workout for today. Shoot for about 7 minutes a round at a tune-up pace or a 35-minute time cap, whichever comes first. Don't worry if you get time capped. As long as you stayed moving and you worked relatively consistently and you're really challenging your motion on this as opposed to challenging your heart rate or challenging your intensity, that's what we're going for today. And I'll see you guys for our benchmark tomorrow.